my name is STARBORN. Remember, to be a star, you have to shine your own light, follow your own path, and not be afraid of the darkness, because that's when stars shine brightest. And we are going to be talking about the sky being full of light, because on Sunday there will be a fabulous full moon at 3 degrees of Leo. Leo rules leadership, and it rules love affairs and children and sports and glamour and Hollywood, and it not only rules gambling, it rules horse racing, and it rules the heart and the back and the blood supply as well. And so there can be a lot of light on those different matters, which is great. But there is a grand trine in fire signs under that full moon. And so that's the fire side of our title tonight, which is fire and ice. And that is because in a grand trine in fire signs, there's bound to be something real quick happening, because fire signs love action. So the full moon in Leo is going to be trining Uranus in Aries, and Uranus is the planet of sudden change, and it's in an impetuous fire sign, Aries, which denotes new start. So at any time there could be a new start or a sudden surprising change that could be rather well aspected. Those two planets are trining Saturn in Sagittarius. Saturn works the opposite way of Uranus. Saturn is a slow-moving planet, and it also denotes things that have to be done very well, or they have to be done over and over again until they reach a certain high standard, and then that standard means that you can earn your rewards after a lot of hard work, and those rewards can be rather permanent. Saturn rules Capricorn, and Capricorn rules pension plans and retirement funds. So these three planets are in trine to each other. But because Saturn is a very slow-moving planet, and it is in the sign of Sagittarius, it simply means there can be smoldering resentments, perhaps in foreign countries, that's what Sagittarius rules, or among international organizations, or there can be smoldering resentments about legal issues, or there can be some very weighty legal issues that are rather ponderous and are being thought about right now. And nothing's going anywhere very quickly, because a lot of different things have to be considered. So these three planets are in trine to each other, and that means that anything is possible right now. And the reason why anything is possible is because there can be a lot of dissension about money. And that is because Mars has now moved into Scorpio, a fixed financial sign, and it is the ruler of the sign. So it's dominant there. And it is squaring the full moon in Leo on Sunday, and it is also squaring the sun in Aquarius. All three of those planets are very strong, but they are in extremely harsh aspect to each other, and that is why there can be a lot of dissension about financial matters right now. The ice part of our fire and ice scenario is denoted by people that are the exact opposite. They don't want to move very quickly. They want to think things over. They want to be good problem solvers. And that is because although there are 3 planets in the fire signs, there are actually 4 planets in the earth signs. And what does that denote? Well, the earth signs are very practical and realistic, and they can be somewhat unemotional about matters, particularly money matters, because the earth signs have a lot of common sense. And so we have 3 planets in Capricorn: Venus, Pluto, and Mercury. And they are all trining Jupiter in Virgo. Virgo does rule problem solving, and Jupiter's a wonderful planet to have there. But Capricorn does rule the cold and the mountains, and it rules taking the long-term view about something, because Capricorn's ruler is Saturn. So these 4 planets that are all in trine to each other denote people who have a very loving reverence. Remember, Venus is in Capricorn now, and Venus is a loving planet. They have a loving reverence for established protocols and policies that can help people resolve problems and perhaps balance out a bottom line a little bit better in order to secure long-term stability in our large government agencies or in our large corporations. So there can be some icy analysis going on, some fact-finding, a lot of attention to details, and yet there are probably no answers at the moment, but people prefer to be working on that in order to balance the bottom line. So they are not interested in other people's bright ideas. And in fact, people who are involved in the fire signs can be seeing their feelings rise to the surface right now, as if their feelings can be sort of boiling over and burning brightly, almost like a wildfire that is out of control. And in contrast to that fiery nature are other people who don't want to listen to that, who want to only focus on problem solving or on making that bottom line a little bit healthier. And the reason why is because everyone can be having some financial concerns right now. Remember, Mars is squaring the moon in Leo on Sunday and also the sun in Aquarius. So this is the time when some leaders may want to take a gamble or a risk. They really shouldn't do that. In fact, anybody who's been gambling is going to lose big right now, because remember, it's Mars that is squaring the moon in Leo. And so while some people may be wanting to take a gamble or a risk, other people simply want to get to the facts or really solve the problems right now. And so what we get down to is fire and ice, and they do not mix. And that is because fire can melt the ice. But when ice melts, it turns into water, and water can put the fire out. That's why these two types of thinking or actions do not mix. And for that reason, I think since Mercury is retrograde and Jupiter is also retrograde, this is a time when we really don't have the answers, particularly to any kind of financial dissension or disagreement or concern right now. But there are people that either want to take action real quick, or else they want to slowly solve problems and get rid of them. And that's where we are right now. So we don't have the answers now, but when Mercury goes direct soon, some answers will be coming our way. All right, what does this idea of fire and ice mean to all 12 of the sun signs? Well, Aries, I think that you can certainly want to sort of take off and do things very, very quickly right now, because on Sunday there will be a grand trine in fire signs. So the full moon will be trining your sun sign where you have Uranus, and Saturn in Sagittarius is also trining it. So I think that if you want to make a quick move, Aries, you'll be successful at that. And it will either be to solve a weighty problem, or it will be perhaps to help somebody else out that sort of wants to take a risk or a gamble. I urge you to slow down a little bit though, Aries, because you might regret a quick action right now, and that is because the 3 planets in Capricorn square your sun sign where you have Uranus. And so that's a pretty harsh aspect, because Venus, Pluto, and Mercury are all squaring that Uranus. And Venus and Uranus are the 2 love planets, but they are not in good aspect to each other now. And that can indicate that there could be a little disagreement among your friends or loved ones, and that can throw you off. So no matter what you want to do, I think that you're going to have to slow down a little bit, because other people can be almost trying to stop you now. And those people could be at work. And so if management has been going along with whatever you have wanted to do up to now, I think now they may be calling a halt to that, because they've got to make that bottom line balance out a little bit better. And so they're not considering individual ideas or feelings. They are only considering common sense solutions right now. So that is why I urge you not to act too fast, Aries. You might regret it. Okay, what does it mean to a Taurus? Well, Taurus, this is a time when you could try to come up against other people. After all, yours is a fixed sign. You're not afraid to express your opinion, but I advise you not to, Taurus. And the reason why is I think you'd lose. And that is because the full moon in Leo is on Sunday will be squaring your sun sign. The sun in Aquarius is going to be squaring your sun sign. And Mars in Scorpio, which dominates right now, is opposing your sun sign. any way you look at it, there are very strong planets in the other fixed signs, all of which are in harsh aspect to your sun sign. So I don't think you're going to win an argument if you get in one, Taurus, and I advise you not to. And on top of that, you don't even have to. And that's because the 4 planets in Earth signs are all trining your sun sign. So my advice to you is wait it out right now, Taurus. Do not say a word, even if you feel you're 100% right. Wait and see what a management in an organization does first, or wait and see what the answers are to some of these weighty problems, because I think they will be in your favor. With these 4 planets trining your sun, I don't think you have to do much, Taurus. Wait and see what other people do, because whatever they decide to do as far as policies or downsizing or anything else goes, I think that it will be in your favor. It won't be against you, particularly not if you don't argue right now. So I hope you don't. Okay, what does it mean to a Gemini? Well, Gemini, I think you're going to benefit by whatever happens, whether it's fiery or icy. And the reason why is that that full moon in Leo is sextiling your sun, and Uranus in Aries is also sextiling your sun, which is good. And so I think that if there is some sort of sudden change, or anything is possible right now, but whatever happens, I think it may open up some sort of opportunity for you, Gemini. And the only thing you have to ask is, how will it affect your future? The reason why you should be really concerned with only your future right now and not the past is because the sun is in Aquarius, which rules the future, and it is trining your sun, Gemini. So if there are some opportunities that come up and they're leading you toward your better future, I'd go for that. But if they're dragging you back to the past, I would say don't go for that, because, why repeat yourself, Gemini? You should be thinking about doing new things, and I think you're going to get the opportunity for that. So keep your eyes and ears open. Okay, what does it mean to a Cancer? Well, Cancer, I think that with the 3 planets in Capricorn, Venus, Pluto, and Mercury all opposing your sun sign, and Uranus in Aries squaring your sun sign, I think there is the possibility of fire and ice, and you could be caught right in the middle in between those things. And that is because somebody could act very, very quickly and sort of throw you off guard. Or it can be that institutions or management can make decisions only based on the bottom line, and that is to preserve those institutions, and some of those decisions could perhaps go against you. But the good news is, with Mars in Scorpio trining your sun and Neptune in Pisces also trining your sun, you are still going to have the money to make a dream come true, Cancer. Whether you stay in the same position you're in now or not, I don't think it's going to have much effect on how well you're able to make a dream come true, because you can do that on your own. And I would if I were you, Cancer. You shouldn't be waiting. You should go ahead and make your own dreams come true, because I think that that will make you happier. So try not to pay attention to what other people are doing, whether they're acting real quickly or whether they are pondering something that involves downsizing. Forget both of them, Cancer, and just go for your dreams instead, because I think there will be money to pay for them, which is good. Okay, what does it mean to a Leo? Well, Leo, the full moon on Sunday is in your sun sign, so there's going to be a lot of light on you, Leo. And it can be on the things you like as well, such as sports or children or parties or glamour, or some sort of a way to take a gamble or to take a risk. That wouldn't bother you. Or it can be that you're thinking about advancing into a leadership position, and everyone can see you doing that as well. But at the same time, if you are going to take a gamble or you are going to act pretty fast, I think that you'll be successful. That's because there is a grand trine in fire signs. There's plenty supporting your sign, Leo. But Mars in Scorpio is challenging your sun sign, and the sun in Aquarius is opposing it. And those are very strong planets. And that simply means that there's going to be a financial problem around somewhere that you will have to deal with, Leo. And it can be that there is a problem with credit or debt, or money that is owed to you. In other words, not that you're seeking a loan, but perhaps somebody should be paying you something, and that could be a problem because they're not. Or it can simply be that there's not enough revenue coming in right now. And so you do have some financial matters that can be causing dissension right now. And that is why I urge you not to move too quickly. And particularly, don't get in an argument about money. You will lose it. And if you have been gambling, you're going to lose there too. But on the other hand, Leo, if you're sort of trying to make the world a better place, I think that you're going to be successful at that. Okay, what does it mean to a Virgo? Well, Virgo, this is a time when I don't think that you need to get caught up in anything, because yours is a mental sign. It's ruled by a mental planet, Mercury. And your ruler, Mercury, is in Capricorn along with Venus and Pluto, and they are all trining your sun sign. And it's you that loves to do some problem solving. So this is a time when you really need to concentrate on your own goals, or you might want to look over your own book work, make sure that that is all working out. Mars in Scorpio is sextiling your sun. You may be deciding to work a little bit harder on taxes, and that should come out all right as well. So I think that you're doing all right where you are, Virgo. If people do ask you to do some problem solving, it will involve weighty problems that will take a lot of careful thought, but you're really good at that. So I think that your stock is sort of going up, and that you are more popular than you realize. Venus is trining Jupiter in your own sun sign, and that can lead to popularity among all the earth signs, Taurus and Capricorn as well. So I think that this is a time when you don't have to do much, but simply sort of fine-tune your own plans and goals right now, Virgo, and concentrate on them, particularly since you seem to have the backing of other people right now who are also wanting to solve problems. Okay, what does it mean to Libra? Well, Libra, I think you too, just like Cancer, are caught between fire and ice. And the reason why is that Uranus in Aries, a fire sign, is opposing your sun sign. So somebody could take off very suddenly, or plans could change very suddenly, and that would throw you a little bit off balance. And that could be rather disconcerting to you as well. And that is because some partners can be sort of coming and going, and you may not be too sure if they'll be back, which is too bad. Also, the planets in Capricorn, Venus, your own ruler, Pluto, and Mercury are all squaring your sun sign. And so there can be a lot of demands or challenges coming from people who are in management in large corporations, or there can be government policies that can be quite challenging to you right now. And they can even involve some legal issues. And so, you know, the only thing you can do to sort of get out of a quandary right now, Libra, is to concentrate on your future. And the reason why is that the sun in Aquarius is trining your sun. And so if you are only thinking about your future and your goals and your plans and concentrating only on that, sort of with tunnel vision, and if you keep to your future plans, I think you can be successful. And that is because, you know, it'll lead you into something new, Libra. And that's what you need. You don't need to be caught in the middle of other people's strife. You should be heading out in your own futuristic direction right now. And you should try to do it in a very creative way, because I think you'll get some help with that. Okay, what does it mean to a Scorpio? Well, Scorpio, Mars is in your sign, and it is certainly dominant because it's your ruler, and it is sextiling your other ruler, Pluto, which is in Capricorn, along with Mercury and Venus. And so this simply means that you're sort of in the driver's seat as far as your finances are concerned. You can be really on top of any financial issues, and you can be looking around to keep a track of what money is due to you, or it can be coming into you. So while everyone is concerned with money matters, and there can be a lot of dissension among a lot of people, because Mars in your sign is going to be squaring that full moon in Leo, and it will be squaring the sun in Aquarius. So a lot of people can be questioning their future because they're not sure how much money is coming into them. But I think you are pretty confident about your financial situation. And as long as you just concentrate on making a dream come true and stay out of any arguments with anybody, you'll do just fine, Scorpio. So when people can be challenging or antagonistic, you need to step back and simply ignore them, because Neptune in Pisces is trining Mars in your sign. You are in a unique position to be able to make a dream come true and to be able to afford it. And so that is what you should be concentrating on, and let other people solve their problems when and if they come up with their own answers. I don't think you can do it for them. Okay, what does it mean to a Sagittarian? Well, Sagittarius, I think this is a time when you may be asked to move very, very quickly right now, and the doors can be opening. You could see opportunities that you might want to take advantage of, because the full moon in Leo is trining your sun, and Uranus in Aries is also trining your sun. But you may not feel like that right now, and that is because there can be some smoldering resentments within you. Or maybe it is just that you're a little bit tired right now, or maybe you don't want to just take off in a new direction without knowing where you're going to land, so to speak. So I do advise you to ponder things a little bit more and try not to be too hasty right now. You could be, though. I mean, if you wanted to go in a new direction, you would be successful at that. But if you don't know where that's really going to lead, and you don't know how much revenue is going to come from it, that is why I think you should slow down and do a little bit more thinking first, if you can, Sagittarius. And that is because Jupiter in Virgo is squaring your sun, and Neptune in Pisces is squaring your sun. And that means I don't think you quite know who to trust. And I will tell you one thing, anybody that wants to take a gamble right now is going to lose. And so don't get involved with anything like that, Sagittarius, because I think it would bring you sorrow. And that's why you need to slow down a little bit. Okay, what does it mean to a Capricorn? Well, Capricorn, this is a time when you should only be concentrating on your own concerns. And the reason why is you can be really good at that right now. And that is because Venus has come into your sign. That's a loving influence. And Pluto and Mercury are also there. And Mercury is about to go direct. Those three planets in your sign are trining Jupiter in Virgo, which means that you can be a little more popular than you realize, Capricorn. And people can be saying good things about you, and they can regard you as a problem solver. But you can't save the whole world right now. What you can do and what you should do is really concentrate just on what's affordable for you. And that is because security is what is really important to you. So you have got to look at your own security and your own finances. And if you can cut costs right now, that's good. And so, you know, problem solving can be done at all different levels. But for right now, I think your problem solving should be personal. It should be just about you, Capricorn, because you could solve just about anything right now if you put your mind to it. Okay, what does it mean to an Aquarian? Well, Aquarius, this is really not the time to get in an argument with anybody. And that is because that full moon in Leo will be opposing the sun in your sign on Sunday. And Mars in Scorpio is already squaring your sun sign, and it will be staying that way for the rest of the month and on into February. So you cannot afford to fight with anybody about money. And there can be the spotlight, it can be that the spotlight is on somebody else at the moment, and that could make you feel a little bit left out, Aquarius. But just remember the sun is in your sign, which is good. So as long as you are only thinking about your own future and you are not going to be discussing financial matters with anybody, I think that this can be a good time for you. But if you get into any kind of financial discussion with anybody on any level, you're going to lose it big, Aquarius. And that's why it's very important for you to back off right now and just sort of let some time go by, let some other people come up with good solutions to problems right now, and just wait out some financial matter because you can't win it at the moment. So don't tempt fate, Aquarius. Okay, what does it mean to a Pisces? Well, Pisces, This is a time when there can be some doubt about how credible you are. And the reason why is that Saturn in Sagittarius is squaring your sun, and it is the planet of doubt. And Jupiter in Virgo is opposing your sun sign. And so I think that since Mars in Scorpio, which does rule discipline, and because it's in the sign that it rules and it's very strong, as long as you are very disciplined right now and are determined to work very hard and focus only on your own goals or your own dreams, and be willing to work twice as hard as anybody else to dispel any doubts about you, I think you can succeed. But that will mean you'll have to make some sacrifices, and that means that you're going to have to only concentrate on what is good for you and not indulge in anything else, Pisces, because you could end up getting in a lot of trouble for that. And so this is the time when patience, loyalty, and a lot of discipline are what are needed for you. And I think that you can achieve a lot if you just stay very, very focused right now. So I hope you do. All right. Thanks so much for tuning in. And remember, better days are ahead. We will come up with some answers. But for right now, I don't think anyone has the answers that they're really looking for. So we'll have to be patient. Thanks so much. Remember, you can see the show anytime you want by subscribing to it on our website, starborninstitute.org. Bye.